I'm not a doctor, but I have a PhD in recognizing bull when I hear it.
Are you sure about that? That was Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene beginning a rant that includes no questions for the witness to whom it was directed at. That would be Dr. Peter Marks, the director of the Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research at the FDA. So I'm not going to show you her speech because she's going to rattle off a bunch of things, including VAERS numbers. VAERS is the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System. I've talked about that before, how it's completely anonymous, it's voluntary, and actually it's just used by the medical community to track trends of possible negative responses to vaccines that they can investigate later on. Now, as far as adverse reactions to vaccines, they do happen. They're pretty rare, but they do happen. And now, in her speech, Greene claimed that the FDA is ignoring that, is ignoring the vaccine injured, and said that it was shameful that Peter Marks wants you to vaccinate your kids. Now, according to the CDC, there are a number of reports about rare adverse effects from COVID vaccines, although most of those effects are minor and temporary, backed up by studies, of course, backed up by science. And in fact, look, vaccines have saved millions of lives. A 2022 study from the Commonwealth Fund and Yale School of Public Health found that COVID vaccines have actually saved more than 3 million lives and kept more than 18 million people out of the hospital system, which actually could have saved more lives because now you don't have COVID patients that are blocking other people from being able to go in and get checked out or go to the hospital when they need to. So vaccines have done way more good than harm, and yet Marjorie Greene called this hearing so that she could go and pander to the anti-vax right. Now, instead of showing you Greene, I actually want to go and show the response to Greene. So this is from Representative Robert Garcia, who points out all the, misinformation and conspiracy theories that Marjorie Greene has shared on COVID.
I'm sorry you all had to go through that. That was a lot of conspiracy theories and wild accusations. We have a member of this committee that just actually made some comments, who's been on social media, demanding that we hold this exact same hearing. This is the same person that we know that has, on countless posts, has spread misinformation, encouraged parents to refuse routine vaccinations for their children, which you just heard, by the way, and even compared our pandemic efforts responses to the Holocaust. Vaccinated employees get a vaccination logo, just like the Nazis forced Jewish people to wear a gold star. That is the level of insanity and attacks that we're having here as we actually debate the lives saved around vaccinations. Have the COVID vaccines resulted in an increase in cancers, and are turbo cancers real?
Turbo cancer and Nazis, everyone. This is what we're dealing with. Okay, this is what Marjorie Taylor Greene is bringing to the table. And that's funny because, talking about how, COVID, the employees who get the vaccine, who don't get vaccinated, they have to get the gold star, just like the Nazis. That's right. Wait, hold on. Talking about Nazis when you spoke at a white nationalist conference. And had written about
Jewish space lasers.
Okay, it's causing wildfires. Is she really expecting us to take her seriously? I mean, look, she tries so hard to come across as a serious person, but she's a conspiracy theorist clown. And the fact that people elected her and reelected her in her district and agree with her and think that she's doing a fantastic job, and it just shows you how people are just completely disconnected from reality and would rather have a clown represent them so long as they reflect she reflects their clownish beliefs. Now, finally, I want to get to the person who she spent roughly 5 minutes rattling off these conspiracies to. And by the way, cut him off. I'm not asking you questions. I'm just going to yell at you for 5 minutes. He did get a chance to respond, and here's that.
Dr. Marks, can you clarify once again for the American people. Do the COVID vaccines cause turbo cancers?
I'm a hematologist oncologist that's board certified. I don't know what a turbo cancer is. It was a term that was used first in a paper in mouse experiments describing an inflammatory response. We have not detected any increase in cancers with the COVID-19 vaccines.
Thank you, and I thank you for correcting the record.
May I just add something here? I do need to apologize to the 1,000 or so parents of children who are under 4 years of age who have died of COVID-19 who were unvaccinated because there were deaths and are continuing to be deaths in children, and that is the reason why they need to get vaccinated. Thank you.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene loves to say that she's, about protecting the children and everything that she does, protecting the children. We got to make sure to stop the baby formula from being sent to the border because our own children are going without baby formula. Except that there wasn't actually, yes, there was a shortage, but it was a result of Republicans deregulating the manufacturers of baby formula, and so they weren't giving it to undocumented people. Okay, which by the way, undocumented babies are still babies, and they do need food. Okay, they do need formula, and so they should be able to get formula. But no, it was a result of Republican deregulation, right-wing deregulation of business that allowed baby formula to get tainted in the first place, which is why there was a shortage. Okay, it didn't have to do with people, undocumented people coming in and stealing all the baby formula. That's just one example of Republican hypocrisy on children. And of course, you go to Arkansas, and you have the governor there, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, consistently deregulating industry as well and allowing for child labor. Okay, child labor, which in some states has already led to deaths of teenagers getting caught in these machines and ripped apart, crushed, killed, or maimed. But no, we care so much about children. And then, as Dr. Marks had mentioned, that there were, 1,000 or so deaths of children because parents refused to vaccinate. And that is, once again, it's thanks to Marjorie Greene and all of this misinformation, disinformation, nonsense conspiracy theories that she continues to spread about turbo cancers being caused by the vaccine. Again, it's all just ridiculous nonsense, but it is dangerous. And because she's an elected official, too many people believe her. And so here's what you have is a good example of reason and logic and science and facts versus pure unmitigated insanity, or as what Marjorie Greene put it, bullshit. Unfortunately, she is the one who happened to have been spewing it the whole time.